Now, today I have a very funny topic to talk to you guys about, to a certain extent. Now, if you don't live in Sterling and you don't know what Dominion High School is, well, you must be living under a rock because there's a really big scandal that happened earlier. I mean, actually, I think it was last year. Now I come to think about it, it was last year. I didn't talk about it because I didn't want anything to do with it. But now I feel like I have the need to intervene. Now, if um you get triggered, well, happily just go to the search bar and just search up cat videos, and I think that'll suffice. Now, if you don't know, you didn't hear, and you live in Sterling, you didn't hear about the Dominion High School sexual harassment scandal. It was pretty big, and a lot of shit involved, and da 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 da, lawsuit after lawsuit. In like just to condense it all up, music director got touchy with the students and bribed them that if they didn't let him have his way, he would he would fail them. And so, you know, these band nerds were sticking their oboes up their asses. They were like, well, might as well. I'm not trying to fail. I'm trying to get my degree in music because that helps you so much in college. But yeah, that's what happened. And there was a big lawsuit. One of the kids were like, "I'm gonna sue you guys," and like she told on the dude. So the guy got like he I don't know if he got charged as a sex offender or not. It was just like sexual harassment. And yeah, he's not there anymore. Now
Welcome to
oh
the
shit,
OS.
I forgot that that happens. I want that lady to talk. So what ended up happening was it escalated very quickly. They got proof. Well, they didn't get proof, but there were speculations saying that the principal knew about these things, and just like they just let it happen. They just completely let it happen. Just like just go keep it under the rug. Make sure you don't get caught, sort of thing. And I think that's kind of wrong because I don't deserve it. I don't think anybody deserves to be harassed for grades. And those really try hard band nerds think they're gonna be in like High School Musical or some whatever is a School of Rock. So what ended up happening was they they said, well, did you know about this? And he didn't want to give a testimony on it or something like that. And they suspended him and they replaced him with a black dude who's now like the principal on for the moment practically. All right. So and I was just like, I guess it serves him right. Can't really hide stuff. But then they found out that when he got kicked out of Dominion High School, he also gave letters of recommendation to the teacher that had the scandal to go and apply to other places as a school, like as a like. So he was just like, no, 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 we're gonna have to kick you out, but here's a couple letters of recommendation, so you can go do it again. And it's like sort of like repeating the process of what just happened. So we might as well just stay away from it in general. And he did that, and now he's on leave. And if he's on leave, then he's on leave. Like it's done and over with. Unfortunately, that's really not the way it worked. Because he like I guess that the students liked him very like so much. They're just like they were starting up like Twitter and Instagram trends, and people were making videos talking about like how great of a principal he is. And he like they're like hashtag bring Brewer back, hashtag free Brewer, and like it's stupid. Like it really is. Like the man already screwed up, and so you wanted to make the same mistakes this time. Was it the gym teacher this time? Is he gonna mess up too? But yeah, that's literally how that's how filthy the situation's gonna get. And yeah. No, but if you don't personally know the man, he seems like a very stern fellow, very happy guy, but he's just like big, bulky, looks like a Minecraft character to a certain extent. Big square jarhead looking nigga. Like and I'd say this to his face. I don't really care at this point. But yeah, that's how he is. He I used to go to that school, and him being as a principal, I thought he was just gonna be like a normal principal, like just to fry it out, no running in the hallways. How are you doing today? Like this guy is borderline like stockish weird. Like I mean, it's disgusting to a certain extent. And he like memorizes his not only his students' names, their last names, and he even tries to memorize some of their schedules. For the more misbehaved kids who don't get spanked at home, parents don't love them, and he before when you're a freshman, when you're just entering high school, he visits your home and sits down and has like a talk with your parents. And if that's not already weird, notify the police immediately. Like I just don't like the guy. He gives me like a strange vibe. And I never really messed with him. I was just like, hey, what's up? And he'd look at me like, how you doing, Mr. Cespedes? Like just say hi. You don't need it. You want my social security too? Like, leave us alone. And he let a lot of strange things fly. Like he let a lot of the bullying fly. Like they were like, oh, it will be taken care of. And usually, like in other schools, bullying would be taken care of with a let's say like a day suspension or like a IS like an in school restriction or how do you say it after school detention. And like the next period I just see the same kid who was bothering me just in the same class. I look at it and I'm just like, all right, it's because he's white and I'm Spanish, and he's not gonna do a damn thing about it. And so I guess he fundamentalized his school to be sort of like a cult, and he's like, I want to say brainwashed, but at the same time, he's sort of failing with the students now. See, when I was in high school, it was just really weird. Like we didn't like him. After my year left, like after we graduated, because I only spent 3 years at the high school. God forbid I spent the fourth one. I would have lost my mind. I would ended up going to another high Potomac. I mean, another high school called Potomac Falls. Had the I had a blast. Met all sorts of cool people. It was lit. Um, the year that I was supposed to graduate after mine, 2015, apparently were some of the worst students he had ever like come into contact with as human beings. Like, and I already knew them from freshmen. They were awful people, just flat out cancer, like AIDS. And come to think about it, they did some really bad stuff when they were already freshmen. They became juniors, and there was a coke bust, and there was insane amounts of fights, and he just slowly lost his shit. And I guess he lost touch the fundamentality of what a principal is. I mean, he never had it to begin with, but still, he was just a really, really weird person. And, you know, he's always preaching about, like, how you shouldn't, like, how you should always behave. Like, and he always try to, not even, like, suggest or practice professionality, he'd, like, enforce it. Like there would be days where they'd be called like formals and stuff like that, where you'd have to come in a suit and tie. They tried to get me one day that I came in a t-shirt and jeans, and he was about to send me home. I was like, you can't make me do this. I really don't feel like it. And he's just like, like wait, one day you'll learn. I'm like, I guess so. It's not gonna include you or your preaching in it. So please quietly leave me alone. I want to survive through this year. Having to drink some Clorox. But what I'm getting into is that as a as a as a freshman, I was already weird, like mildly creeped out. Um, come junior year, I have an argument with him. Well, I don't have an argument. He's coming to school one day. I met a couple of like the underclassmen. This kid named Omar, great kid. I still talk to him sometimes. He's just like, yeah, dude, let's all play Xbox one day, and I fucked with him. He was a cool kid. So I had him on Xbox one day, and then like we start playing for a couple weeks. We have like I think it was Intro to Business together, and then one day I find like $25 missing from my bank account. I'm like, but why is this? Like, why is this missing? And he was like, oh, dude, like, oh, I got your bank card account because I got into your Xbox Live account and I bought Minecraft, but I'll pay you back. And then like he didn't realize that I like I wanted to buy chips so bad that night. I almost verbally harassed the guy at 7-Eleven for my chips, and I couldn't get it because he had taken the last $25 out of my account and left me with like a buck and a half. And I was just livid. I was just like, why would you do this to me? And I grabbed him and I held him by the shirt and I was like, what's your problem? Like, don't take money from me. And then his sister is like one of those self-righteous pricks that goes to the school and kisses ass. Like, and she was just like, oh, she's just like, do you know who I am? I was like, I don't give a damn. Apparently at this moment, like just to let you see that last fuck that just walked away. That was mine. Just went away. Never find it again. I really don't give one to begin with. And she went and told Brewer, and she was like, she got me in trouble practically. And self-righteous prick decides and goes, hey man, so since uh the revolving situation, since the situation revolves around the Xbox, I'm gonna have to confiscate yours. I looked at him with like a sense of like surprise, disgust, and like I was dumbfounded at his request. I was like, "No, are you retarded?" He asked me if I wanted to get suspended. I said, "Might as well." And he said, "Just give it to me, or else you're getting suspended." And I said, "You're not gonna do it." And then this man was borderline gonna get me suspended. So I played it off because my father was in Bolivia, and the only savage bastard that can stand up to that white prick is my father, and my father is a savage. And he was still in Bolivia, and I tried to play it off. I was like, man, I can't wait till my dad comes back. So I'm gonna just tell him like, hey, sorry, I haven't been home. I came back last night at 11, completely forgot because aside from getting in trouble, I got in school detention for apparently starting a fight. I think it was just like I grabbed him. I was like, don't touch my money again. I pushed him, and the white lady that came with me was like one of the head what's it called, guidance counselors. She was like she was like, "Have you no shame in what you do? Like you assaulted a kid." I was like, "I didn't assault shit, dude. Like leave me alone." She's like, "Do you know who I am?" I was like, "Frankly, I really don't care at this moment." So like this is between me and Brewer, and he's like, "Don't dismiss her like she's not." So I was like, "She's not nothing to me because I don't care. Now leave me alone." And what ended up happening was like he like I keep on going to these detentions, and one day he's like, "Hey man," he's like, we're gonna go settle something." And then I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get picked up." He's like, "No, no, no, no. You're gonna be I'll give you a ride home." I was like, "No, I'm fine. I think I'll walk home rather than to ride in a car." He's like, "No, just get in the car." Uh, like the cop was standing behind him. I was like, "Man," got in the car, dropped me off home. He's like, "No," he's like, "We're gonna go up there and talk to your parents." The only person there was my grandfather because my mom was brought my grandfather over for like to spend some time with us. He was very old at the time, and so passed away sadly. And he said he's like, "Who's home?" And I was like, "My mom's not home." He said, "Well, who's home?" I was like, "My grandfather." And he tries to talk to my grandfather like as if he knows English. I'm like, "You were retarded." And I I was going to that school under a fake address because technically where you live determines where you go to school. And I told him, I was like, look, like I I had to make up the lie that my parents were divorced. So can you please give me a second? I'm telling a story. Thank you. Thank you. Please, please. I will walk her. Don't worry. Love of Chin Chin. I hear people are interrupting recordings. Anyways, I gave him that lie, and he didn't buy it. So I went to my regular house. It's my apartment where I live now. He forcibly he told me, he's like, if you don't hand me that PS4, I mean the Xbox, we're gonna have serious issues. So and I couldn't buy enough time. I wasn't gonna kick him out. I was like, here, take the Xbox, because my dad was coming in like 2 more days, and my mom heard about it and she was mad, but she's like, you know what? We'll just wait till your father gets back from Bolivia. Brim hellfire when I was in the Skype call with him. It was gonna get ugly really quickly. So he comes into my school after he while he's like there's like a small crowd outside of the office, and they're like, Alonso Cespedes, can you please come to the office? And I came in, I saw my dad, I was like, where's Brewer? I was like, oh, it's lit. Like and Brewer was like, I need you to come. He said, no, shut up, get me to Brewer. And then I came in, I was like, yeah, I was like, he took my my PS4, I mean my Xbox, because I confronted some kid about getting into my account, and he took that and like snatched it from me. He's like he tried talking with my like rationalizing with my dad, and you don't do that, especially when he's mad. My dad was like, "Come on, let's go," and he took me out of school that day. I felt like a complete G. But yeah, that guy is like he's so self-righteous. He's probably one of those straight edge guys like I used to do. I used to go out and party, have a couple beers. There was a lot of sins involved, a lot of touching. But I'm a straight edge person now, and I run a school. I tolerate, sexual harassment. And now like these kids are like doing this, like they're like praising him for some odd reason. It's like one of those cult churches. And I just felt like it's not right. It's really not right to do this. So my only message is like, come to your senses, please. Like we don't need more of this. Would you like your little sister becoming as a freshman? Hey, little girl, nice flute you got there. You want to pass this year? Come help me polish the cellos. And then she's gonna come home in a wheelchair and say she fell down the stairs when she got an oboe stuck up her ass. So keep that in mind, guys. It's been your boy. We'll keep in touch. Genius.